Hello there, it's Sam Joseph from Hawaii Pacific University. Once again, we're just going to do a quick walkthrough of the Quiz 2. We did Quiz 1 before, now it's Quiz 2, it's a midterm. I've done one attempt and I'm going through now. So let's just read this through. The due date is coming up very soon, that's Thursday 20th of April. That's about a day away from where I am, maybe is it 2? I'm not sure, anyway. So questions drawn from weeks 1, 2, 3, 4 material. Questions 3, 4 and 5 are short answer questions. I have to say, I started going straight into the questions without reading any of this. I'm terrible like that. I'm sure you're much better. I'm sure you're much better. Let's make this bigger, shall we? I'm sure you're much better than me at reading the instructions of quizzes. The score, but the interesting questions we've got down here, 3, 4, and 5, there are these open-ended questions that we're not going to get evaluated immediately. It seems that there's going to be a peer-graded assignment here where we'll get to evaluate each other's answers there. So there's this little window there where we'll need to do that. Anyway, so here I would say it's certified that my answers here are my own work, and I completed this in accordance with the Coursera honor code. I did already do the quiz once. I'm just going to talk. I guess my main tip coming away from this is that if you get stuck on this, it's often good to sort of leave the page open, like read through all the questions first. You might start writing a bit of an answer, but don't get stuck necessarily. Maybe you can go away and do something else, do other bit of work, bit of other relax, make yourself a cup of whatever beverage is going in your part of the world. But let's look. Question 1, you're a researcher interested in finding out what times of day people are the sleepiest. Which technique would allow you to collect the most data from the greatest number of people with the greatest accuracy? And so we've got these 4 different techniques here: survey, interview, experience sampling, Pager studies, and participant observation. All have been talked about in the lectures, and we should be familiar with most of these. The survey, I guess, now the survey is where we sort of send out a web survey, or it could be on a piece of paper to lots of people. We've got interview where we sit down and we talk to people. Experience sampling, Pager studies, where we sort of send people alerts over their pages over the phones, or I guess diary studies could be included in there. And participant observation, where we actually get people to do the thing we're interested in and observe them. This here, unlike in quiz 1, basically only one of these 4. You can't choose multiple options, which actually maybe makes this a little bit simpler than the first quiz. So you've got one of those 4 options to choose there. Moving on to question 2. So imagine you're designing the world's first voice-guided navigation system for a car GPS, that's Global Positioning System. At this stage in the design process, you want to find out if drivers can understand and respond to your voice's directions, this point here highlighted, while driving a car. Which prototype would you build for this purpose? So we've got a description of 4 prototypes, and we've got to choose which of these 4 prototypes is going to be most effective for achieving, I guess, us finding out whether drivers can understand and respond to the voice directions while driving a car. So I'll just go to the 4 different prototypes we've got. Create a fully functional system with a database of routes, directions, and voice clips, etc. on a laptop. Put the laptop in the car, and then have a participant drive the car along some route, presumably one that's actually in the database, and hear the turn directions from the laptop. Next one, we've got have predetermined turn-by-turn directions for a particular route written on a notepad, and the experimenter then reads out the right directions while the participant drives on the route. Third option here, a paper prototype of the GPS display with multiple screens that each shows the map at a different part of the route. The participant evaluates the prototype in a lab. For each screen, the experimenter speaks out the turn directions and asks the participants what she would do, e.g. I'll take the next exit. And then to the 4th one, we've got create a video of a person driving on a route and then add your instructions as a voiceover. Show participants this video and pause the video after each instruction and ask what participants would do. So they've got 4 different, difference in various different sorts of ways, 4 different prototypes there that need to be assessed, and we need to work out which one is going to be best for finding out if drivers can understand and respond to voice directions while driving a car. So that's these 2 multiple choice questions here, 1 of 4 in each case. And then we've got these 3 questions here. Question 3, think about what's wrong with the following interview question, which actually we saw in quiz 1. Do you like the word art feature of Microsoft Office? And how would you, we've got to think about what's wrong with it. Stop. And then how would we rewrite it to address the problems with it? So we've got to repose that question. I found it quite helpful to go back and look at my answers to quiz 1 to think about how that rewording works there is, if you click on the quiz 1, you can go and get back to all of your previous submissions there and review that. That could be quite helpful. Question 4, when prototyping with a team, what are the 3 benefits of sharing multiple designs with your team members compared to sharing only one design? So there's kind of, I guess in this question 3 here, we just want to write down, not necessarily describing the problems, we just want to write down, okay, how would we rephrase this question? So the answer here is just going to be that question in the form that we think is going to be improved in the, got rid of all the different problems that it had with it. In question 4 here, it's maybe a longer answer perhaps, in as much as we want to describe these 3 different benefits to sharing multiple designs with team members compared to sharing only one design. And so we can actually resize and make these bigger if that needs to be a bit longer. And then finally, question 5, describe 2 situations in which heuristic evaluation is preferable to user testing. I think someone was asking me about this on the Skype chat room. I guess this is, 2 situations which it could be interpreted a couple of different ways this way. We could be thinking of 2 situations, which is 2 sorts of experiments, or we could also be thinking about phases in the design process, early and late. I'm actually, not sure necessarily precisely what they're looking for with this question. Obviously, reviewing the videos will help with that. But again, we've got these 2 different types of approaches here. We've got heuristic evaluation and user testing. And so the key thing is to understand the difference between heuristic evaluation and user testing, and think about the relative merits of each. And so what kinds of situations, what kinds of things might we be, I don't want to use the word evaluating testing, and what kind of things might we be analyzing, and at what stage and at what point in the whole process, in order to choose one of these approaches versus the other. And I guess here we've got room to talk about the relative merits of the 2 in these different situations. Of course, it is saying we want to particularly focus on these 2 situations where heuristic evaluation is preferable to user testing, so that should limit our answer somewhat. And then we've got the usual save. So that's always, if you get stuck anywhere, I would say try to remain calm. Click the save answers button, back away from the computer. Maybe come back to it a little bit later. Anything to sort of get yourself out of that mode. Go back and rewatch some of the lectures, do the quizzes within the lectures, and then ultimately, when you even if you don't think, I haven't necessarily had an insight, if you come back and reread the question and what you wrote previously, you may find you have a breakthrough, and then of course finally, don't forget to submit your answers when you're ready to do so. All right, well, great. I would say good luck. Best of luck in quiz 2, and I'll see you in subsequent reviews of different other parts of this course. Bye for now.